Democrats are now launching a task force to try and tap into a rise in threats against members of Congress. Can you detail a little bit more about what those gaps are between, I know I talked to Congressman Carson, for instance, who expressed some frustrations about communicating with the Sergeant of Arms. What are Democrats' goals in the process?
Yeah, I'll defer a little bit to Leader Jeffries and Ranking Member Morelli, who is leading that effort up. And I've said before, one thing we don't talk about is individual member security issues, anything like that, just out of respect for the process. I'll say broadly, putting my House administration hat on from the last term, we continue to, House Democrats, continue to want to ensure that this Capitol Police, as well as the Sergeant at Arms, has the resources they need to protect everybody in this building, members, staff, press. It's been noted, and the Capitol Police Chief has said time and time again, that the threat level to members has risen exponentially over the past 6-7 years. Since the Donald Trump era, member threat levels have gone up. The individual threats that members receive. Members have had, to be honest, uneven responses to some of those threats. I think we can do better. I also think members need to avail themselves of the resources that exist, the personal security measures that the House has agreed to take on with respect to home securities and district office security. Members need to utilize that. Members also need to utilize local police, make sure that they have coordinated efforts and discussions with local law enforcement where the extent possible so they can protect their district offices as well.
Is this a funding issue, and is there any sort of timeline when it comes to this task force coming up with, I guess, new solutions?
Yeah, I think that it's a funding issue, but it's also an issue. COVID hurt dramatically the Capitol Police and their ability to send people to academy. So I think they're building that back up. A number of retirements post January 6th as well. So they were in a deficit on an officer side. Again, these are questions for them, but House Democrats want to make sure that they have the resources to respond to all the threats. Threats to members, threats to the Capitol campus. And so I think you're going to see us continue to talk about